Hello friends and welcome to another video. Today is my June bullet journal spread. As you can see, I already kind of had this little moon doodle with the title on it. I wasn't sure I was going to love it, and so I just started doing it, and then I'm like, oh dang it, I probably should have recorded all of that. Oh well. But creatively, I feel like this is one of my strongest months that I've ever had for 2020, and I've really enjoyed it. I found this paper just at Michael's, and I really enjoy its beautiful star patterns and the beautiful kind of navy starry sky that it allows me to explore throughout the entirety of these spreads. For my quote page this month, I have one that says, "Look up at the stars, not down at your feet." I feel like I tend to look down a little too much in my life. By the way, subscribe if you haven't. And this is just a really fun way to remind me as I open up my bullet journal, and I just really am exploring myself creatively a lot more this month, and I really enjoyed the process of making this. I played with a few different fonts and a couple different things throughout, and I use a lot of my Uniball silver and gold pens throughout, as you will notice, as we continue to go on with these spreads. Next up, we have my TBR page. I did change this up a little bit, trying to be a little more creative. Tried to break down some of my individual things into stars instead of just boxes. Though I can't lie, my stars look a little janky, and that's just the reality of it. And I'm not the best artist or the best doodler ever, and I will never claim to be. So it's just one of those things that this was just me exploring my creative side. I clearly need to work on some doodling and expanding my horizons that way. These little star stickers that you see throughout, by the way, I also just found those at Michael's. And so what I'm doing right now is I did an Instagram tracker for the month of June. I've been really bad about interacting on Instagram, but I love doing it. So I got out of the habit of checking in every day. So this is kind of what this tracker is for. And again, the stars are really janky. I'm really sorry. I loved the idea of this, but the execution did not land very well. All in all, I love the concept still, but I don't know how to doodle stars very well, as you could see, because each one is a different size, a different shape, and a little bit off and a little bit weird, so. All right, on to the next page. I do have a few June releases that I am looking at, so I just wanted a place to put them. These aren't like the releases on my radars where there's a ton of different titles, just because publishing is kind of in flux right now with everything still going on, and we're kind of trying to figure out what's going to happen. So I'm going to write down the few that I'm excited about and leave it at that. This is a new spread for this month as well. I did a YouTube brain dump. I've had a lot of ideas kicking around in my head for some changes coming to the channel, and I just needed somewhere where I could just kind of write it out and put all my ideas before I forget them, because I am very forgetful. So I just added that to this month as well. And this is a pretty standard spread for me every month. I stole this idea from Chloe over at Books with Chloe, aka Journals with Chloe. I think she's got 3 channels. I think she has an ASMR one as well. Either way, Chloe's a gem, and we all love Chloe. And so I took this general idea from her. I've made it a little bit my own over time. She tracks like physical books and audiobooks, where I just track digital reads at all, because I do have a lot of digital arcs that I read. And then I also track my physical as well. And so I just, mark each day that I read, and it also lets me know where I'm at, because when I'm not reading every day, there's usually something like off in my life, and so it just lets me kind of keep track of that without necessarily doing a mood tracker, because I find mood trackers overwhelming personally. Not to fault anybody who loves mood trackers. I mean, everybody has to do their own thing. But on this instance, I just prefer to do it this way. It feels a little more clean, a little more streamlined than like tracking pages or anything. Alrighty, after that, the next 2 pages are my favorites pages. So I do have favorite quotes of the month and then my favorite book of the month. I love fangirling about my favorite read, and this is just the perfect way to do it. I kept these spreads really, really simple just because I like to fill them up with information rather than lots of doodles and art and paper and things. So I just keep it pretty simple. And then I have my stats page. I did things in a different order this month to hopefully help me because I've noticed some things over the last few months that I wanted to kind of tweak and change. So this is my general stats page where I write down how many books, manga, audiobooks, and total pages I've done every month, as well as the manga demographics breakdowns, how many volumes of each core demographic, I should say, that I'm reading, because I want to make sure I'm reading from each demographic every month. I decided to make a few of these shooting stars instead this time, and I really liked the look of that. So this is the last set of spreads. So this is the books read and manga read spreads. Normally these are a lot earlier in my journal, but I've noticed lately when I've been binging some manga, like digitally or whatever, I run out of room on these pages. So I'm now putting them at the end of my month. So if I need to carry over that manga page, I can easily do that because I've done that twice in the last 5 months. And so I thought this is just something I should probably make good practice of. So here is the completed pages. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoy making these videos, as you guys know. And again, creatively, I'm really proud of this, even though the execution isn't necessarily the best. Let me know what you're doing for your June bullet journal, what your plans are for June, reading-wise or other, and I will see you guys in the next video.